Morning. How's it going?
Doing great, Coach. As always, thank you so much for taking some time to join us. Coach Robinson, if you could please start us out with an opening statement about your team's most recent outing against Alabama A&M.
Yeah, we was able to come out of there with a victory in the Magic City Classic, which is for us, one of the biggest games of the year. And, just following on Coach Maynard, I mean, I think, for the SWAC, it was just a huge weekend from the press conference, everything, and just to build up the fans. So it was just great. I participated in as a player and as an announcer, so to be there as a coach. And the game went back and forth. We have a young quarterback, D. Davis. The guy tipped the pass, so we were down 14-3 early with a pick six on there from their defense. And so it took a lot to get the guys to get them back into it and mentally to make them not feel like it's going to be loss number 5. And so I was able to get them moving, feeling like we could just stay in the football game and hang around. Got a break on the muff punt, and then that kind of switched the momentum, and we were able to kind of get control of the game. But Coach Maynard, as always, does a great job. His guys fought back, and the game ended with them on the 8-yard line with a chance to tie the game. And I had my offense over there. We scored with 2 minutes left, so I had my offense getting ready for overtime. So it's just a great classic win and a great classic game. Most of these games come down to the last play, so everybody got their money's worth, and concert, band, everything. So just a great job. Coach Maynard had us chasing 2 and 3 tight ends all week in practice. We prepared for it. That's what he showed against Pine Bluff. And true to form, he didn't do it at all this game. So caught us on the back heel a little bit defensively. But that's what you expect out of a great coach. And this week we prepared for Bethune-Cookman. That's going to be a tough road game for us going down with Coach Sims. We know they had a lot of issues with the Hurricanes, but now I think they're kind of settling in back and home. So we're expecting a tough game. It's their homecoming. So we're just going to go down there and just try to put up a good performance, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Appreciate those comments, Coach Robinson. First question goes to Dr. Cavill.
This is Kenyatta with Dr. Cavill's Inside HBCU Sports Lab. Good morning, Coach Robinson.
Good morning. How's it going?
Doing well. Congratulations on the Magic City win. Wanted to ask you, no problem. Wanted to ask you in terms of, as you said, getting down early. You come into halftime. Are you a type of coach that feeds the room in terms of what you need to say at halftime, or how does it work in terms of your coaching ability in terms of halftime adjustments, speaking to your team, particularly in a game this magnitude, particularly being down at half?
Yeah. Well, the good thing is, HBCU, especially Black college, you get a super long halftime. Compared to those NFL halftimes, you get a splash of water and get back out. So that's been a huge advantage. So I usually talk with the coordinators first, with the whole coaching staff first, and I'll kind of give my thoughts on what I see, and then I try to talk to each side of the ball separately. So my message was to the defense: hey, you get 2 turnovers, and then we'll get back in this game and we can win. We can win by touchdown. So we got 1 turnover, which was on special teams, but I think that was big to shorten the field because the offense couldn't really get going in the first half. And so I think that was the biggest message to them. And then offense, self-inflicted, jumping off sides. They're in game time situation, I guess it looked a little bit better for them. So it still made us jump a couple times. So it was just a matter of settle down and get back in the game. It's a long football game, and so just keep playing.
Thank you, Coach. One follow-up, you talked about going on the road with Bethune-Cookman as they showed that they still are working at it, put up a lot of points against Prairie View on the road this week. So what are your thoughts in terms of what do you want to see your team to get done in this matchup?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing for us is just the same week to week. We want to run the football and create turnovers on defense. I think the passing game takes care of itself when you can establish a running game, which we never really got established against A&M. So I think that hurt us in that aspect. We became somewhat one-dimensional, and guys made some individual plays. But we definitely want to be able to run the football better. And defensively, just try to create turnovers. We've been playing at a high level defensively, and Coach Lewis, Bethune-Cookman is his alma mater, so I know he'll be excited. But just stay within the script. We don't have to be Superman. Just go down there and do your job. And I think that's the message to all of the kids.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend. Look forward to the match.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Zach McKinnell.
How you doing, Coach? Congrats on the win this weekend.
Thank you.
So, as a former All-SWAC linebacker, you have a linebacker on your roster that's putting up All-SWAC numbers. Colton Adams, leading the SWAC in tackles right now, has been all over the field, being considered for FCS National Player of the Week. Can you speak to what he means to the defense, playing that Mike position and doing pretty much anything you guys need of him?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, he's a guy that's been banged up and hurt. So I, watched him in the games that he played the previous years, and now he's just playing at a high level. Not a big rah-rah guy. Doesn't talk a whole lot. Leads by example. Kid that's already graduated, 3.7 GPA, working on the MBA right now, and probably finish that in the summer. And I know at the Magic City Classic he got it with the seniors, but that was a senior academically. He still has 2 or 3 more years to play, so we're expecting him to be around here for a couple more years. But he's playing at a high level and just has a motor, gets to the ball, and very coachable. Everything I tell him to work on, he works on it during the week, and it shows up that Saturday. So I think it may sound kind of funny or scary here, but I think his best football is still ahead of him. This is his first time really playing a full college football season, so very proud of him.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Mo Carter.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the big victory over the weekend. My only question to you is, obviously, you've been in the Magic City Classic, won it as a player. You've been on a broadcasting team in which ASU has now won it alongside me when we did this a couple of years ago, and now as a coach. When you look at all three of those spectrums, does any one of them really stand out, or do you just be happy with just knowing that you've been able to get victories in different fashions?
Yeah, well, as a former player, to me, I can't remember the sacks or the interceptions I made, but I can remember the ones I missed. So, and I remember the game losing play. So I think, I probably remember more of the heartbreaking losses than the victories. But I guess to answer your question, they all feel great. It's just a great game to play in. And I told the kids, yesterday just to soak it up and enjoy it, and realize how big a moment it is. We had all of our freshmen come up the day of on the bus, so it was great for those guys, even though they knew they weren't going to play, just to be in that atmosphere. So when we throw them in there next year, they're not surprised about it. But to me, it's no doubt that it's the best HBCU Classic out there, and probably in the top 10 in the country, in my opinion, if you just look at the whole atmosphere, what goes on that weekend. So it's just a game that it's a great game. You want to win it every year. You can't win it every year, and the losses really hurt when you have it. So I've been on both sides of it. I lost some. I've been broadcasting where we've lost some, and it ruins the whole weekend. You can't even go to the concert. So it's a big game, and everybody knows it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Last question goes to Ken Rashad.
I tell you, following Mo is becoming a tough act to follow, because I swear to you, I was about to ask you the same question about coaching, about coaching this as a head coach when you've played the game and you've worked it as an announcer. But I do want to take the opportunity to ask you, Coach, about the coverage that HBCUs have been getting, especially over this past weekend with FAMU and the coverage it's gotten with Good Morning America, the Jackson State and Southern game with the coverage it's gotten with HBCU Game Day. And of course, you've experienced this as well with the MEAC Challenge. Can you kind of speak to the impact that this type of coverage is having for the SWAC and the benefits that it could be, that these schools could benefit going forward, and how it could be beneficial?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. From a recruiting standpoint, that's one of the first thing I told kids. Hey, we're going to be on ESPN for the Magic City Classic. We'll be in the MEAC Challenge, those type of things. So that's what kids want to hear when they're trying to transfer from Power 5 schools to come to FCS school. They want to make sure that they still be visible. I mean, we had, I know it was a scout for the Miami Dolphins at the Magic City Classic game. Hula Bowl scout was there. So the fortunate part of it, I mean, they're looking at one of our cornerbacks who has a good chance to get drafted, but he's going to look at the A&M players also. So it's just good for the whole conference when you get those nationally televised games, and everybody will be watching the Thursday night game coming up. And so, I started off broadcasting ESPN during the Thursday night game. The SWAC schools were one of the first schools to be on there. It was supposed to be an ESPNU thing for the HBCU games. And so it's evolved, so everybody wants to be on Thursday night now. So when we can be on Thursday night, we're the only game in town other than the NFL. But it's a huge deal, and it's something that's great for the universities and for the kids.
Appreciate that, Coach, and congratulations again.
Appreciate it.
Coach Robinson, as always, we appreciate your time, and we look forward to speak to you again next week.
All right, thank you.